I have two amazing people. One of them is a repeat guest. She's been here before. And the other gentleman is new. But you know, in Spice FM, you're never new. Feel at home. Now, allow me to welcome Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar. How are you?
Thank you so much.
Have you been? How was the traffic? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for making time to gracing our show. And most importantly, for making, coming in good time. What uchelewa, but you have been here on time. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Traffic was crazy.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Yes.
But you've always made time, so I was not worried with you.
Thank you.
Now let's get to the business of the day. If you're new to the conversation, we want to talk about ways to become a better man in 2022. Now, we want to talk about a plug-in from a medical a perspective. Is that so?
Yes.
Now, before we get into all that, allow me to introduce you to the audience and tell us who Mr. Kumar is. I'll tell you, Arshni, you've been here. So I'll give you the second. They say ladies first, but men before. So let's start
That's
with
an
the
honor.
man. That's the Duchess rule.
Yeah.
Ladies first, but men before. I'm very old school. So, Mr.
Ah.
Kumar, tell us about yourself, what you do, and your background.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for welcoming me. In short, I'm a motivational speaker.
Uh-huh.
I'm a chemistry graduate, and I've done specialization in drugs and dyes,
Drugs and dyes.
both.
Yes.
And I have done lots of research for about 7 years on medicines.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you, my darling, for those who have never met you and you're back on our airwaves, who is Dr. Arshni?
Okay. Hi. I'm Dr. Arshni. I specialize in aesthetic medicine. And well, today we're here to talk about something a little different, but it's very well related to something else that I do and what we spoke about last time.
Yes.
Stem cell therapy.
Yes.
Which was for female and male rejuvenation.
Yes.
So we're going to enhance more on the male rejuvenation per se.
So today is all about the man.
It's all about the men, but ladies, you need to know a lot.
We need to
So
help our men
We need to help our
Yes.
men.
because they shy off.
They shy off, absolutely.
Now, Mr. Kumar, according to you, because I love the part you said, I'm a motivational speaker. What makes a man?
You need to respect women first.
Yes. Sissy, I
Second,
respected you.
thank you so much. Second is you need to understand the women. People say it's complex, but I would say you communicate, you speak to them, and make things easier. So it's not very difficult, but it's just that you need to speak it out and makes things easier.
And from a biological or a medical perspective, what makes a man? Because today we're going to go on that particular line.
Yeah, I understand that. But then let's understand the topic what we are talking about today. Okay, it's more in your brain.
It's more in our brains.
Yes, it's more in your head, right? People feel that the human being per se, men are stronger, physically stronger, maybe mentally also stronger. But if you actually see the nature, it's the other way around. Lioness
Yes.
is more stronger. Okay. Today, the world is more about equality, right? So I would say that even I'm kind of old school, but from time to time you have to change.
You have to change.
Yes.
How about you, Dr. Arshni?
Your question back to
What makes a man? And do you agree with him that it's more in the mind?
Yes. I'll relate it more medically.
Yes.
And so what we're also going to talk about today, what makes a man? There's a man is basically known to be the breadwinner of the family, yeah, to a certain extent.
Yes.
And a man needs to be chivalrous, needs to take the lead. But as he was contradicting and saying the women are also taking the lead when it comes to nature. But okay, getting back to the main point, what makes a man? His main part.
You feel like his biological parts are what make him.
Yes, but yes, even connecting to the mind. If you're stressed, depressed, going through, mental health problems, then definitely you're compromising on the fact that you play a role as a man.
So what I'm getting is you're telling me that what makes a man There are other things, respect as you mentioned, but from a medical perspective, it's his ability to perform because of his manhood.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to a man and his ability to perform, what could hinder his ability to perform? Am I making sense?
Yes. A lot of things can hinder, starting with confidence, starting with feeling inferior, starting with thinking, is she going to be happy? Is she not going to be happy? Can I perform? Am I doing the right thing? Again, if you're going to relate it to mental health, stress, depression to a certain extent, all these things hinder and all these things bring about problems in terms of performance. So, that's what I can say.
How about you, Mr. Kumar?
Okay. I'll put it this way. If you ask a man a very hard-hitting question like, how long do you last in bed? Okay. And the answers could be, very different.
Yes.
But there would be two answers which will be very, very specific.
But there are common lines. Some say 2 hours.
There you go.
Yes.
So if there's a genuine guy and if he's really answering you honestly, he should say 2 to 5 minutes, max 10 minutes. But there could be a person who would say 2 hours. Okay, the person who's saying 2 hours, again there are two aspects. One, he's lying, as you said.
Exaggeration.
Exactly, exaggeration. Second is the person has actually understood what staying in bed is. It's just not like you put the toy in and you perform for 5 minutes and you're out. No, the person has actually understood that a female needs to be loved first, caressed. The female needs, there has to be a kind of foreplay. You need to have some kind of a story built up, and then you go for the actual love. So the second part could be like 2% of the entire population who would actually say and mean it, but 98% they would lie. Yes, as you had said, and 2 to 5 minutes is max what we are looking at.
Why do we find that men do not want to build up the story? Women are anxious and are willing to sit with you and we build up the story. But we hear a lot of men saying that is too much work. We hear a lot of women saying, I don't get aroused or I do not get to arrive to my destination because there's no build up to the story. Why is it we find men are not all of them, but some of them not capable or not willing to build up the story?
Willing, the biggest challenge could be stress and ego both.
Stress and ego.
Yeah. That's the reason why they would not agree to it or not willing to do so. Second is lack of communication.
Mr. Kumar, these people are told every other day. They don't listen.
There you go. Lack of communication. Now, I'll tell you something.
Yes.
I love somebody.
Yes.
But, in my head, it's like maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know if it's enough or not. Bro, just go to your partner, speak to your partner, ask what she wants. First, try and understand what are her needs. Maybe, the list is long. Maybe out of 10, you may, complete 8 of them. But at least do that. Slowly and steadily, when you communicate, slowly and steadily, when you, make a bond, then the love and the pleasure is on a higher note, on a next level.
And what about this ego that you talked about?
Even I have some. But let's
because
understand.
you talked about stress.
No, yeah.
Stress, agreeable, ego, and communication.
Yeah.
So let's talk about ego.
Yeah.
I'll bring it to Dr. Arshni on the stress part because you talked about issues of mental health.
Ego again, most of us have been brought up in that kind of a society. It's been built on over a long period.
Yes.
It's not something what has just been acquired when you go to a college or a university. You see at home, you see around, you see in the society, and slowly and steadily there's an ego built in male. Even you call it as male chauvinism, right? I'll be open on it. Being a motivational speaker, I need to look at both the sides.
Yes.
Right. I cannot be partial being a man. No.
Yes.
So there is that, slow, deep, developed something in your blood. Getting that out is not easy. But the best way, I would still say, is communicate to your partner.
Communicate to
Speak
your
it
partner
out,
if you're
man.
not comfortable.
Yeah, speak it out. That's the
Okay.
best thing to do.
Dr. Arshni, you talked about mental health, and just before we went into the reasons, why do you think stress would affect a man's performance?
Okay, so let's put a scenario into place. Guy has worked hard the whole day and comes back home really tired. And the lady's obviously, a little more relaxed probably, or even she's worked hard, but somehow men cannot relate to stress and being able to perform at the same time. So when they're tired, they just want to have sex and get it out of the way. Yeah, because they just want to release it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They release the pent up energy.
Pent up energy, and they only enjoy for those 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So they don't find interest in the foreplay. They don't find interest in wanting to talk about it because there's already so much bogging up their head. Females relate to stress better because they can handle the stress. But somehow men cannot handle so much of stress, specifically when it comes to being work related, having driven through traffic, having done all these kind of tedious things. So that's the reason, and that's the challenge where you said, women want to try and speak it out, but men are not interested. Yeah.
Women want to try and speak it out, and some of you are not interested. I hear stress is what is making some of you not perform. Is it financial stress? Is it work stress? Or you're just lying stress? And today we're going to have those answers. SpiceFM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're talking to Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar. What makes a man? And more so today, we want to plug it in from a medical perspective when it comes to male performance. We'll be right back after this break.
Spice.
Having a conversation, what makes a man, and we want to ways to make you a better man in 2022, and we want to plug into areas that many of us do not like talking about. In studio, I have Mr. Kumar and Dr. Arshni, who are going to help me break down this conversation, and most importantly, inform us on what makes a man. Now, before we went on a break, we were talking about matters performance and why some men are not able to get their women to the destination, or actually take a very shorter time. I like the part that you said, Mr. Kumar, that generally it should be between 3 to 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe the people who are saying 2 hours or 3 hours, they factored in other areas, and those who haven't could be exaggerating or lying. Now, we were having challenges, or I have had challenges from conversations I've had with our callers and some our listeners. Then when it comes to matters performance, some men are not able even to arrive in the destination. What could be causing that?
Well, stress is obviously a very
Yes, of
big
course.
reason.
Yes, yeah.
But apart from that, you may not be interested in your partner, and you have not spoken about it.
So you're not into.
Yes, you're not into. There could be even, men have certain kind of fantasy. Even those fantasies have not been spoken about. Okay. Then the person is not saying it out, but the person is actually having erectile dysfunction, or he's facing premature ejaculation. Okay. He knows himself, while self-pleasuring, he understands that, yes, it's there, but he doesn't want to speak out. These could be, a major, game changer, or, if we work out on them, they could be major game changers. But yes, there's a kind of fear of missing out.
Yeah, the fear of it. I like the part that you've talked about premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. Let's start. How would one treat that or go about that? That when you find out, maybe even you're married to someone and he's been open enough to share it, because you've said maybe the person has not communicated. But here I am, Barbara. I'm married to a man called Obadiah, and he's shared that this is the problem, and that's why sometimes I'm not able to perform. According to both of you, Dr. Arshni, how would someone treat premature ejaculation and an ED?
So it's pretty much a medical condition. And to relate to it, there's no such permanent solution to it, or no such permanent treatment to it. But I think we've all heard of something called the blue pill.
Yes.
It's a huge stereotype because people think that blue pill is only used when somebody has, tragic problems, or blue pill is only used just for fun and excitement. But this is something that actually helps. This is something that builds back the confidence in the man. Because when you are, ejaculating prematurely, or you suffer from erectile dysfunction, you lose your confidence. And that's now connecting all the dots where you can't perform, you can't speak about it, the ego comes in, the stress comes in, everything together.
Let me ask you, just before we proceed with this conversation, it is said that the blue pill, the initial stages when it came to the market, was a more medicine that was supposed to help people with back injuries. Is that true? And then all of a sudden, people changed and realized that if it was enhanced, it could do other magical works and help men perform. Is that a myth or is that true?
Not really a myth, but I think men who would be taking the medicine home and taking it in front of their wives would just say, "Oh, I have back pain,"
There you go.
and just try to get away with it because they can't openly discuss about it.
Now, would you recommend that someone who's having a problem with premature ejaculation or an ED take a blue pill? Then are there other options despite using that?
Yes, there are no other options per se. It's just different combinations of the drug or the medicine, like we're going to introduce soon to you
So
today.
basically still the same medicine that is
Still
just
the same medicine, and that helps. And yes, I would definitely encourage men to take it because, number one, it's not something that has grave side effects, drastic side effects. Number two, it's not something that will make the condition worse, because that's what men fear, that if we take it today, tomorrow will we be able to perform without it, or do I need to constantly keep taking it? Yes, unfortunately you do need to
so
constantly
it
keep
becomes
taking it.
addictive, don't you think so?
But
Because when
again,
you're saying, if I have to take it today and tomorrow, so if I don't take it on Thursday, I might not be able to be at par with what was on Wednesday.
correct, but then again, you're not performing either way, so you might as well take it
So
and
it's like your
perform.
booster shot.
It's like a booster shot. But we'll talk more about it later. But just so you know, it's not something you need to take every day. It's something you can take once in 3 days. It's also again, sex is not something you do every day.
There are
Yeah.
those who, and that's why people are facing challenges with performance.
Very rarely, like even out of a month, if a couple was to do it the whole week, it would just be 1 week or 2 weeks. But there's so many conditions around lifestyle that it doesn't allow you to have sex every day unless you're really not doing anything else in life. But just in a joke, but just saying that, things can be planned. Even if this is helping you, it's still helping you. Rather than non-performing, and you can always plan things out. You can always talk about it in the open. We're getting back to the basics, getting back to the main core problem that women are unable to address their men and, get something out of them.
Oh.
But men, do remember one thing. Women also want to, reach climax. Women
Yes.
also do want to orgasm. Women also do want to be pleasured. So it's not just about you ejaculating or orgasming. We also want it, and that's the reason this concern is there.
So do you have anything for women that is almost similar, or it's more so just for men?
There is a female Viagra, so per se,
Yeah.
but it's not so widely used. As I was mentioning before, women tend to take stress, and it does not really affect their sexual life. Yes, a lot of women are not as sexually active or as sexually fond of getting into sexual activities as men. Like a man would want to do it every day of the week, but a woman may not be ready. But it's just inbuilt in us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Kumar, you talked about aspects of self-pleasure, the some men self-pleasure. Is self-pleasuring healthy?
Absolutely. There are no two thoughts about it.
Are you serious?
Yes. Let's understand few things.
Yes.
When you self-pleasure, the word itself says self. Pleasure.
Yes.
You release your stress. Let's understand that. There are many people who might not have partners. Right? There are many people who don't have that kind of confidence wherein they can go approach someone and slightly on a higher note, one night stands are not
Yes.
easy.
Oh, then it's not for
Right.
them.
And then, multiple one night stands is not healthy.
Yes.
There's too many risks involved.
Yes.
So yes, self-pleasure is very healthy.
What happens to the aspect of addiction? Because it is claimed that when someone or engages in self-pleasure, there's a probability of them getting used to eat frequently, the addiction part. Then there's also, I don't know if it's a myth, and I want you to clarify on that when it comes to the actual performance, they're not able to perform at par because they are used to taking matters in their own hands.
Absolutely true.
Practically.
Absolutely true. See, the second part, what you said,
Yes.
when somebody is doing a self-pleasure, he's not there to prove it to someone. It's just for himself. But when it comes to actual performance,
Yes.
at that time the person has to prove it to someone. Otherwise, there's a fear that he may lose the partner.
And you see, this is where I'm asking, is it really healthy? Because when we're talking about non-performance, I, for one, and I stand corrected because you're the experts here, I feel like when you self-pleasure, well, yes, it is healthy. You're releasing the pent-up energy. It reaches a point, it causes non-performance to those who actually in relationships. It's different, and I like the part that you said, the people who don't have partners, the people who are not willing to do this one-night stands. But we have men who are in relationships.
Correct.
And they're self-pleasuring, and self-pleasure has become the to-go-to thing.
Correct.
Dr. Arshni has said, in many homes, many families, performing or sexual reading of the Constitution, as we say it, is not something that is done every day. Could be once in a week.
Correct.
But you might find, let's give an example, you two are married, because of your life, you're busy. You would like 3 times a week, but she would like 1 time a week. So this man has gone or is opting to self-pleasure. Don't you think it will affect the performance?
It will affect the performance, but as I had said before, communication is the key.
No, how do you communicate?
I'll tell you this.
Tell me.
Somewhere or the other, some point, there will be an ice-breaking session.
Yes.
At that point, if a man doesn't speak, he's at a loss.
And many of them don't speak.
There you go.
We're talking to Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar, and we're talking about matters performance when it regards to men and just ways to become a better man, more so in the SAC in this 2022. I'd like you to plug into the conversation on our stream, that is www.spicefm.co.ke. You could also go to our stream, that is SpiceFM KE, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Throw in your questions and anything you want to ask. Now, before I go in this break, allow me just to say this. Dr. Arshni will be giving us and sampling us with something, but it's not for the ladies, it's specifically for the men. Specifically for the men. You know that pill that she's been talking about? The Duchess will be giving 100 of them. So yes, I'll be telling you, just stay tuned as we continue. Courtesy of Dr. Arshni and the Duchess, who will be serving you these things. You'll be given a sample to taste. We're talking to Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar on ways to become a better man in terms of performance. Now, many men are not very open when it comes to matters of their performance. What are the challenges within your industry or within your sectors that you have seen? Because I know you're in 2 different sectors. You're more in aesthetic medicine and also with the drug that you have. And also you're being a motivational speaker. When it comes to matters that involve men and their health and their perceptions, what are the challenges you have seen that they face or they cannot talk about?
Honestly speaking, when a man just walks into even my office, because I do stem cell therapy for male rejuvenation,
Yes.
which pretty much helps erectile dysfunction, does not help premature ejaculation. That's why we went on to make this product. But the man will sit there for about half an hour before he opens up. Yeah, he won't be able to say it to the doctor as well.
For someone who's not aware, what is male rejuvenation?
Okay, we, again, getting back to erectile dysfunction,
Yes.
in very simple layman terms, a man cannot get hard.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we're doing male rejuvenation, we're using stem cells to rebuild the muscle to allow it to get hard naturally.
Is it a non-surgical or a surgical procedure?
Completely non-surgical.
Or so you can do it a non-surgical procedure. How long does it take?
It's 3 sessions, 1 session a month for 3 months. Yes, doesn't mean you will get completely cured, but it does help a lot to a certain extent. It mainly helps men who kind of struggle to get hard, not men who just can't get hard.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it, as I said, it builds the muscle.
So this is for men who they're not well, it's not like you're at the end of that particular road.
Yes.
But you have challenges. There are days you raise the flag,
yeah.
the days the flag does not raise.
Correct.
So those are the men that you are targeting with the stem cell therapy.
Yes. But then we went on to find out that there are a certain, extent of men that just can't raise the flag.
They didn't respond to the therapy, or what happened?
No, it's now that barrier where the therapy won't help. And we know because you get history from them.
Yes.
And when we get history from them, we understand that, okay, this is what will help. With the stem cells will help, or else the product will help, the tablets will help. So that's why we went on to invent the tablet. But getting back to the challenges,
Yes.
So men can't talk about it. And again, we're going back to the basic ego. Because, and also they're also kind of shy. Men will never say that they can't speak about a problem. Yeah. So they'll come in, they'll just sit and they won't say anything. You really have to intervene to get to know what is the exact problem.
As a woman, have you found it a challenge when you get maybe John who walks into your office and is having that particular challenge? Of course, they can't speak. And then later on, they tell you they would like the male rejuvenation. Do men feel uncomfortable?
Yes, they do.
How about you?
I don't.
Of course, it's your field.
Because I've been doing this
Yes,
for a while.
yes.
And, I have to train my staff. I have to train staff who is male, female. So I had to get rid of that barrier and I had to speak about it in the open.
Okay.
Because I'll have some female staff being like, oh, we can't talk about it,
Yes,
being shy and all those things. So I'm not shy. I try and help them speak up because they're there for that reason. Yeah. But yes, it takes them a while to open up. They also ask for a male counterpart. So they
Yes.
ask for a male doctor. And then now that's the challenge.
And how about you in your field? What are the challenges you've seen men face?
Let me tell you a very typical challenge what these people actually face. Suppose there's a person who's like in 30s, okay, and he knows that he's facing this issue. Whom does he first approach? His father? No. Mother? No.
Friend.
Doctors? No.
Internet?
The biggest issue, internet is the first thing. They try and get all the information from Google. Again, they get confused. Then they go to one of those friends whom they feel is kind of a stud,
Yes.
right?
He's aware.
Yeah, he's aware and like he has like multiple partners. Now the problem is, the challenge is, even that fellow doesn't have the complete information. Now whatever information he gives or whatever he suggests, this person goes ahead and does that,
Yes.
right? This is one of the biggest issues of the society. Rather than just coming to a doctor and saying, doctor, this is my problem. She was speaking about some history. There are many at times, people, they don't know that they are actually facing this issue.
Correct.
Maybe diabetes, maybe high blood pressure, maybe a bad relationship,
Pre-existing conditions can cause...
pre-existing conditions. Maybe they have, lately have just come out of COVID. The entire immune system has gone down.
Oh, that affects?
Yeah, of course. Right? Because, understand, the moment there's COVID, there's huge stress, whether I'll survive or not.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So these are like so many different challenges, but the biggest one is they approach the wrong person.
Yeah.
Also, how many prescription do you actually see?
I think
None.
they're over the counter. So we
There you
should
go.
Yeah.
So they just go, they understand that these, blue pills or the tablets will help them.
Whatever they've been prescribed by a friend.
Exactly. So it's being sold over the counter. But do they know the right dosage? Do they know, is it, good for them, not so good for them? Is it the right dose? Is it the right brand? So all these things, add to the complications.
Would you say would blame maybe our authorities or our government for issues of over the counter?
No, I won't.
Why?
Across the world,
I walk in, I'm asking for, let's call this particular pill XYZ. So I walk in off the counter, I ask for XYZ. And I like what you said, because some of these things are being administered without knowledge of the dosage. Isn't that what has caused where we see a lot of men being found in restrooms, being found in lodgings, in restaurants, or in certain bedrooms, because they've passed out or they've passed away because of an overdose, or they did not know they did not know that there are side effects to these things.
As a human being, we love to break rules. It's not that the authorities have not made the right rules. It's not that the authorities have not said that it is to be sold without the prescription. But it's us who's doing it, right? They go with a previous strip of the tablet.
Yes.
Right? Suppose I have been prescribed something, and my friend gets hold of the same prescription or the strip what I had been using,
like this paracetamol or something.
Exactly. And he goes to the counter and says, I just want this, I don't have the prescription right now.
But you're the medic who's on the other side. Why can't you not sell it? Let me give you an example. I have a lot of insomnia because of the nature of my work.
Right.
So sometimes because of stuck in traffic, like the whole of this week, I've been getting home past 1:30.
True.
So by the time I do that, then wake up early at 6 because I have a child going to school, sometimes I wish I could get a sleeping pill. But I have realized those are not things you can get off the counter. You'll be asked why. Where's the prescription? I went to hospital.
Correct.
I'm explaining to this guy, this is what is happening. And then he gives me some antihistamine. I'm looking at this guy like, he tested like, I'm like, I want, and he told me, Barbara, no. So why can't we have the same way we do for sleeping pills? Why can't we have that? Or what is hindering us from putting those sanctions? And because both of you are in the medical industry, I want you to think about it. When we come back from this break, you'll give us. We're talking about what makes a man, and most of it matters performance. And some of you have been caught purchasing things off the counter without prescriptions. That's what I want to ask these people, and I want you people to confess why we do that. SpiceFM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll be right back. Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar. I'll be opening up the lines from 9 o'clock. 0719012600 is the number that you can plug in on all your questions. And also, as we proceed, go ahead, use our Spice FM handles, Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can send in your questions, and I'll ask Kevin Mawila. I've seen your question. I'll shoot it just shortly to our esteemed guest. Now, before we went to the break, I was asking matters of this. Let's call it this particular pill, XYZ, that some people are using to enhance it. And many people do not use it as it needs to be prescribed. And I'm of the opinion, as much as we want to blame ourselves, can we also blame your people in the industry, your practitioners? They actually sell for business. Why can't they say, let me get a prescription? Or who's your doctor, and check? I like it because I see it abroad. There's a time I got ill, and I have a child who has asthma. And I think I traveled and we did not get, because she uses 2 inhaler. Now, in that particular country, I could not get anything. One, because I am not a nationality of that country. I had to have my doctor write an email, copy them. You see, and this is just a basic inhaler.
Yes.
So why can't we do the same when it comes to such?
Okay. Yes, we can. There's, obviously a lot of room for improvement when, as you said, things don't work as they work abroad. But a lot of systems are not in place. It's not just the chemist or the doctor or the person buying the drug. There's so much connected to it. Then again, this tablet that we're talking about is something that you can only take one, and most men are aware of it. They will never pop 2 or 3. As opposed to, like you were saying, sleeping pills. Somebody can even pop 10, like, oh, I'm too tired today. I just want to pop 10 and sleep. You'll never wake up. As you said, or as we were discussing, most men Google these things. And they very well know they're not supposed to take it when they have some underlying conditions. Yeah, some specific ones. So you go, you get drunk, you know you have hypertension, high BP, and then you take a pill. You're obviously going to be found, passed away in a room somewhere. So it starts from the person themselves, because there's no knowledge. We're Googling everything. And then we go and force chemists to sell this over the counter. And I think, Kumar will add something and talk about it being controlled drugs and non-controlled drugs. So over to you. You can talk about that.
Yeah, sure. To begin with, Google is a good platform for information. But please remember, Google is not a doctor. I repeat, Google is not a doctor. Google can't give you prescriptions. That's one. Second is, every country has their own, categorization of drugs. There is something which is called as controlled drug, and something which is called as not so controlled drug.
Yes.
Okay. There are caps to the pricing factor as well. Okay. The sleeping pills, what you were talking about.
Yes.
99% it comes under controlled drugs. Okay. Even blue pills are actually under controlled drugs. Because if a person
they somehow slide down somewhere along the system.
Exactly. Also, if a person is like 60 plus and all, and he knows that he has some kind of condition, especially blood pressure and all, and if they pop up, the results could be dangerous. Okay. But what happens is, country to country, these things are, in few countries, it is really, really 100% followed. Few countries, it's not. But again, self-discipline is what I would say, and again, Google is not a doctor. Visit a doctor. What's the harm in visiting a doctor?
I have a question in this particular blue pill, but just allow me to ask a question from Kennedy, and also plug on something I heard. Now, despite the stem cell therapy for male rejuvenation of their manhood, and despite the use of the pill, either whatever pill it is, the blue, the yellow, whatever color, or XYZ, as I was talking about, are there other natural ways that a man can boost his performance, or that can enable him just perform better and get or rejuvenate his own manhood? And on the same question, Kennedy Mawila is asking, is it okay if whether or not I can use mitishamba are herbal medicines? Can they really work when it comes to such matters?
Okay.
So this him is more natural. I was asking about all the others, but he's specific, the herbal part.
So I'll explain. There are 3 phases. One is the preventive phase. One is where you're not so much into the condition, or not so deteriorated with the condition, so you can help the condition. And then there's one that you're completely out of control, as in you just can't raise the flag.
Yes.
So prevention incurs herbal medicines, incurs stuff like yoga, exercise, incurs also other natural things, as we are so much into it.
Preventive, it's before it actually occurs.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, don't take stress. How will you do that? It's not possible.
Go for a holiday.
Yeah. But, so yes, there are these few things, but let's understand it's so limited. Yeah. You can't be taking herbal medicines all the time if herbal medicines are actually known to be natural. And there's a reason there's medication. There's a reason there's stem cell treatment, because there's something that a herbal medication cannot do. Yeah. There's also something that yoga cannot do. Yeah. Yoga may release your stress, but to what extent? You'll come back with stress the next day.
What about people who talk about types of food that you take as a man that will either help your performance? I hear groundnuts is a thing. I don't know how true that is. Today we have a doctor. Can you tell us? Sometimes I see men even in this corridor eating a lot of groundnuts because it will revitalize them.
Yeah.
Do you think groundnuts is something that can improve their performance?
To a certain...
Or some herbs that they eat? A stick, mugombero. Have you ever heard of those ones?
No.
They're sold in traffic jams.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yes, on that note, there's something called aphrodisiacs.
Yes.
And aphrodisiacs are obviously a variety of foods that enhance your sexual desires. So, yes, groundnuts are one of them. And that's why you see a lot of men having it otherwise. But yes, foods help, but it's not that it's going to cure your erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
It's not like it's going to cure your premature ejaculation. Well, if that was the case, then we'll all be selling groundnuts rather than selling Flow Boost.
Spice.
Good evening, my darlings. If you're just new to the station, this is SpiceFM. The show is The Adults in the Room, and we're talking about what makes a man in 2022. And most importantly, we're talking about matters performance. I'm not alone in the studio. I am with Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar, who are helping me break down this particular conversation. Now, it seems to be a thing within our country and within our society that medical enhancers are being used to help men perform better. What are the studies behind this, Mr. Kumar?
See, to be very honest, first I would like to start with that herbal thing.
Yes.
Okay. Anything which is natural and herbal will take time. Do you really have that kind of a time?
I don't know.
There you go. So what happens is when you're actually in that kind of a condition, okay, at least for a temporary relief or a symptomatic relief or a cure for for short period, so that you boost back your confidence, right? These medicines help you do so.
No, it's okay. Continue.
All right. So that's one. Second is, again. The blue pill, or the brand name which is called as Viagra, was launched way back in 1998. It's been years now, and there have been new medicines which has come up. There have been new combinations which has come up, which has lesser side effects.
Yes.
Okay. I remember when the Viagra was launched, the blue pill was launched, the study was done for 725 odd men, ranging from an age group of 21 till 60. But these studies have not stopped. Lots of studies have been done even after that. Few medicine may rectify your erectile dysfunction. Few medicine may rectify your premature ejaculation. However, the medicine what has been now come into the picture will resolve both your problems.
So the medicine that you're bringing to the studio today, and the one that I'm seeing on our screens at www.spicefm.co.ke,
Yes.
we're talking about, that's the medicine that is like an improved formulation. That's what you're
Yes.
talking about?
Absolutely.
Now, I have a question when it comes to this medicine. How is it administered and to what ages? I like the part that you're telling me with the study, the initial studies of this particular pill that was initially in the market was used amongst older men, 65 to 75-year-olds. Now, with this pill, is it for a specific age gap? Because many people tend to assume that the older generations are the ones who cannot rise to the occasion. So is this medicine just for that particular group, or it cuts across even young men?
Well, it cuts across even young men.
What's the age?
21 till the age of 65.
Side effects?
That's what I'm saying. When this combination has been launched, I'll just give you one very big benefit of this particular combination, what is being launched. The normal blue pill comes out of your body in 7 to 8 hours. Okay. So it's like, if you're taking 50 milligram, the half-life is about 6 to 7 hours.
Yes.
So half the medicine is out of your body in like 6 to 7 hours. This particular combination is out of your body in 20 hours, half of it in 20 hours. So you don't take repeated ones,
Okay.
right? The effect is for a longer time, okay? And with one tablet, you may opt for 3 to 4 sessions back to back.
When you say the effect is on a longer time, I've seen very many people say that when you take it, you end up walking uncomfortable because you've risen to the occasion. Now, is that the same problem with this? Because you're saying the effect is longer. This one is 7 to 8 hours. Now, if you're telling me 24 hours, am I going to assume someone is going to be like that for 24 hours?
I'll answer that quickly. If it is coming out in 6 to 7 hours,
Yes.
then the side effect is also being shown in 6 to 7 hours.
Yes.
And it's very prominent. But when it is 20 hours, the side effect is on a slower side. No drug is a wonder drug.
Yes.
No drug is a magic drug that you have given, or a medicine you have given, and it has zero side effects. No, it's not that. However, the study shows that the effect is to a very minimal number of people, and the side effects are not all that prominent. Yes, mild nausea or headache or kind of blurred vision or a different vision might be seen in few people. But trust me, when the drug is being released slowly from your body, Okay, even the side effects are on a very lower side.
0719012600 is the number to call. George, I've seen your call. I'll be picking your call together with others. If you have any questions for Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar with relations to what we're talking about, plug in. Dr. Arshni, I have a question for you. Now, what is the formulation of this? Explain to me, which is this medicine that you've been having? A moment, I pick this call for your answer.
Sure.
Hello, George.
Hello, Spice.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
What are your thoughts about the conversation? Do you have a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Kwa nini wanaume wanapenda kutumia drugs? Okay, you have said that they use some drugs. And there are some even things they use like foreplay, bravado, that they can gain some energy.
George, you're muffled. Please repeat. We lost you there.
I'm asking,
Yes.
why do men like this beverage like foreplay, bravado, that if they take them, they want to gain some power? Are those things working in our body or they are not working?
Okay, I've gotten your question. This particular gentleman is talking about energy drinks. He's seen a lot of men take a lot of energy drinks that it is claimed or alleged that they give themselves power or a booster. Do energy drinks improve a man's performance, or can they help him raise to the occasion better or faster?
Not at all. Energy drinks are just a better version of alcohol. So somebody's just gone home so tired and they still want to, be intimate. They still want to perform. They're going to have an energy drink. But it has no correlation whatsoever to... Again, it's probably just a stereotype. It's just something that's built like,
Could it be like this as a steroid that is being introduced to someone's system just to give them energy, but not to boost their lower upper part? Just is the energy within themselves.
Yeah, so it's not really a steroid. It's just high doses of caffeine.
Okay.
So it's like taking, a couple of espresso shots.
Yes.
But you wouldn't want to do that. You'd rather have a sweeter drink.
Yes.
And that's why they take the energy drink, so they feel refreshed. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about matters, this particular drug that you introduced. What is the name of the drug? And tell me how best it can be administered.
So our drug is called Flow Boost.
Flow Boost?
Yes. It's going to boost your flow.
I was thinking Flow Boost more like a woman thing, flow.
But we're so happy to introduce this because we're the first in Kenya to introduce this combination. Yes, as Kumar mentioned that, Viagra has been there since 1998. But Viagra is only sildenafil. Sildenafil is the name of the drug.
Yes.
Our drug has a combination of sildenafil and duloxetine. So this treats both the conditions.
What does this epoxytine do?
It treats premature ejaculation.
Okay, and sildenafil?
Sildenafil
Yes.
treats erectile dysfunction.
Okay, so your drug is doing both, is treating the erectile dysfunction and the premature ejaculation.
Yes, because most men don't realize, but about 70 to 80% of men suffer from both. It's not just erectile dysfunction. So what happens is, I'll explain the science behind it. You may be suffering from both, but you feel you're only suffering from erectile dysfunction because you can't raise the flag. And when you do raise the flag, as we mentioned in the beginning, it only lasts 2 to 5 minutes when it's supposed to last a little longer. Ideal sex time should be between 25 minutes to 45 minutes. And so when you ejaculate, then the show is over.
Okay, hold that thought. Hello, Spice.
Hello, Spice.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Now,
Yes.
I have a question.
Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget so that the doctor and Mr. Kumar can hear you better. Have you done that for me?
Okay.
I can hear myself.
Now, my question is,
Yes, and raise your voice a bit.
now I'm asking, why is it that most men tend to go for gym when they are maybe planning to meet their mate?
Okay.
Okay.
Does it have any effect?
Hi, I'd just like to answer that. You see, energy drinks, going to the gym, drinking alcohol, maybe smoking. All these things, as we said, relate to male ego.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to the gym to feel more manly.
Manly.
And that's about it. So they feel like, okay, I'm going to the gym to rejuvenate myself. But honestly, down there, nothing is improving. You're just going there to feel more healthy mentally and physically. So it comes to a part where it's the prevention part.
Okay, it's more preventive what we're talking about,
Yes.
but not curative.
Correct.
Hello, Spice. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. What is your question?
Me, I have ulcers. How can doctor help me?
Is your ulcers affecting your performance?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on with that. Now, Dr. Arshni, you talked about pre-existing conditions, and now this is a pre-existing conditions. Now, with people with pre-existing conditions like ulcers, are they able to use Flow Boost?
Yes, I'm sorry, but ulcers has no correlation to you performing, or being suffering from erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. The reason he may feel it's affecting his performance is because when he has ulcers, he probably has pain, heartburn, he's uncomfortable, his stomach is bloated, he's not being able to be in the right position. So just helping you out on that. So
he's not comfortable to perform.
Yes, you need to cure the ulcers. I'm not in the position to cure your ulcers, but you'll have to see a specialist for that. Going back to pre-existing conditions.
Which other pre-existing conditions can affect you not using Flow Boost, or that doesn't matter?
No. Chronic conditions like blood pressure, heart diseases, or any heart issues, and that's why we've put a barrier.
Kidney?
Not really. And that's why we've put a barrier to the age of 65.
Yes.
Because most men post the age of 60 are prone to any kind of heart stress or heart health. So we put that barrier so you're just overlooking it, and mainly blood pressure.
So basically you're telling me Flow Boost is for men below the age of 65?
Yes.
Okay.
Even Viagra.
Even Viagra. Also, that's why some of them get the side effects.
Yes. Any blue pill or brown pill or yellow pill, ours is brown, so to say, is not allowed for anybody above the age of 65.
Okay.
And
hello, you have a question?
Yes,
hello,
yes.
Spice?
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Yes, you are speaking to Hillary.
Hi, Hillary. Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Okay, where are you calling from? Or you want to be anonymous from your area? What is your question? What's your question? What's your question?
I don't have I have no question, but just request you to put my line on the computer.
Okay, sir, I've heard you. 0719012600. So today we're talking a Flow Boost is a brown pill.
Yes.
And it is for men below the age of 65.
Yes.
And anyone above 20. I know we say, and I stand corrected on this, we're told that you should not introduce medicine a bit too early in your system. Do you think someone who's in their 20s introducing Flow Boost in their system could be dangerous? Hold that thought as I get another question so that you have two.
Sure.
Hello, Spice. Hello? Yes? Proceed.
Okay.
Yes.
So, no, I don't agree to what you said, introducing medicine when you're too young.
Yes. Especially that kind of medicine. Because it's not it's not an antibiotic that is healing something.
Correct.
Yes, it's more of like can I say luxury aesthetic medicine?
Yes. That's what I was getting to.
Yes.
I do aesthetic medicine, and I do something called hair transplants.
Yes.
My youngest patient was 18.
Okay.
And he had a kipara, as like a 70-year-old would have. So these days, age is not a barrier, because there are so many young lads who are in their 20s who are severely stressed, and they're unable to perform. They're also, as we were discussing, self-pleasure.
Yes.
Doing too much of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the awareness level these days is so high. Back in the day, you wouldn't find a man self-pleasuring so much in their 20s,
Yes.
as much as the kids do today.
Yeah. So also self-pleasure could cause your performance to decrease, and that's why you might need that particular pill, the flow boost.
Yes, I mean, if you're doing it 5, 6, 10 times a day, self-pleasuring, then obviously it's going to affect your performance, because anything of too much is not good.
Okay.
Spice.
And 19012600 is the number to call. Hi, Teddy.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Salama. What are your thoughts about the conversation? Or do you have a question?
Well, yeah, I had a question.
Yes.
Well, okay, it's something that you guys have already talked about.
Yes.
Just that I wasn't satisfied with the response.
Yes.
It's about the premature ejaculation. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, aside from the blue pill, what else? I mean, is there any physical thing I can do to try and curb this situation, curb this problem? I mean, I've only heard you guys talking about the blue pill. What if I would really like to avoid the blue pill and go for another option?
For
To
premature
try-
ejaculation.
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Dr. Schnell?
For what reason? Why do you want to avoid the blue pill? As we discussed.
Teddy, are you still on the line?
Yes, I'm on.
She's asking for what reason?
Well, okay.
Why are you avoiding the
This is-
drug? That's what she's asking.
It's okay. Like they've said, there's no side effects.
Correct.
That's what I've heard as far as they are concerned.
Yes.
But personally, as far as I'm concerned, I might there's what you call maybe it's a stereotype or something. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, kind of. I may be feeling like there are things that I'm supposed to avoid as far as my health is concerned and all that. And like they say, we are not certain. I mean, we're not 100% certain whether this particular drug is.
Oh, we lost him. 0719012600 is the number to call. Hello, Spice. Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget.
Hello.
Hello, yes?
Yes, hello, SpiceFM.
Yes.
This is Tony.
Yeah. Are you a bit muffled? Are you able to raise your voice?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you get me?
Yes, we
this
can.
Is Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very weird question with the doctor there.
Yes.
And the question is, with me, I'm so good for the third and fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
The first round, I'm still, I do like 15 minutes less the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I want to do like 40 minutes for the first round.
Mm.
So can I advise you?
Okay. So you have two questions to answer. This last gentleman says he's good with the first and second. He does 10 to 15 minutes, but he's hoping he can do 15 minutes. What would you advise? Are we talking about as male rejuvenation, or are we talking about flow boosts? Or what can he do? And then the other gentleman was of the opinion he's a bit scared to introduce medication, just as I asked you, into their system a bit too early.
Okay. As he mentioned himself, it's a stereotype.
Yes.
He just doesn't want to get into the drug.
Mm.
But also, as we mentioned, there's nothing natural. Yeah. And secondly, we're treating a problem with the drug, so we can't bring another problem. So there's nothing like it's never too early. I mean, it's too early to ever take a drug. Or it's just that he feels it's just bad for him. It's just not right to take tablets. It's just not right to take medicine. There's nothing like that, because you're facing a problem. We want to help you treat that problem. And so you have to mentally prepare yourself that you will have to take the tablet.
Okay.
Yeah. As I mentioned, there are preventive measures like yoga, exercise, gym, your energy drinks. But is that really helping you?
That's preventative. I'll hear from you a moment. Hello, Raymond. Hello. Hello. Raymond. Mr. Kumar, I'll ask, when it comes to some preventative things, is kegling for men a part of therapy, a good exercise to help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
I didn't know
asking.
that. I thought it
No,
was
I'll
only
answer
for
this.
women.
No, I'll
Yes.
answer this. Let's understand. You're talking about cuddling, yeah?
Not cuddling,
No,
Then?
kegling.
kegling for men.
Or if you can explain that a bit.
Okay, you mean like the Kegel exercises?
Yes, for women, but for men now they do it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've never. Okay, so Kegel exercises is like when you hold your urine to just tighten the muscle. Does that help?
Or others use like a towel to help them raise the occasion as a form of practice.
Yes.
See, all of these are kind of exercises what you're trying to do, okay? But the Kegel exercise, what you're saying, is for a better flow of urine. Okay, it's not something related with erectile dysfunction or
performance.
Or other performance.
Because for women it helps in performance.
That's
For
what I was
men
just
it
gonna say.
doesn't.
Thank God for us it helps.
No. Let's understand this part, that why there's premature ejaculation, or why there's an erectile dysfunction. The amount of blood which needs to flow at the right place is not optimum. The amount of blood which needs to flow at the right place is not optimum. When you take these medicines, it's very area specific. You know, let me explain this to you. You have a headache, you take a tablet, and your headache goes. The medicine goes and acts at the point of pain.
Area specific.
So when you're taking these medicines, it's area specific.
Okay.
But
So it doesn't affect
exercising-
other things,
No.
but it will just affect the blood flow
Yes,
to that
to
area
that particular area.
that is supposed to help with the performance.
Correct. Exercise, diet, good food, good sleep, all these things help you perform a little bit better, or you feel stress free. But it really doesn't cure the problem.
So they are more like preventive but not
Yes.
curative.
Yes.
0719012600 is the number to call. Chime in on the conversation through our social media handles, SpiceFM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We have a question from a gentleman called Robin on Facebook. He says, "What causes papules and what causes perineal papule and pain within the foreskin?"
I'm sorry, we won't be able to help you with that. You need to see a urologist
Yes.
for the same, because he's going to specifically help you with what the problem is. They
Oh.
need to diagnose what the problem
So
is.
he needs to go and see a neurologist for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Spice.
Hello, SpiceFM.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
Salama. Would you like to share your name, or you want to remain anonymous?
My name is Charlton.
Hi, Shelton. What are your thoughts today?
The topic is so good, but at the same time, I would like to encourage men to do a lot of exercise.
To do a lot of?
I've gone exercise. I've gone through the same, and I started by doing exercise, and I can confess that there is a great improvement.
Okay.
So as much as we push for the medicine, but exercise does wonders.
Okay.
And I believe so many people confess about that. So let us encourage good dieting, health, and definitely you'll get the results. Thank you.
0719012600 is the number to call. Juma Augustine on Twitter is asking, Daktari, what are the best food to eat in order to increase a man's ejaculation?
In order to increase your ejaculation, no food specific. Your exercise, as the previous caller mentioned, specific.
Yes.
You eat foods to treat or to help your erectile dysfunction, but you exercise to help your ejaculation.
Okay.
The stronger you are, the more you can ejaculate.
Oh, so sometimes it also depends on you, a man, as your strength.
Correct. And so I'd like to go back to the previous caller as well and just remind him that yes, we're also emphasizing on healthy diets and gym and, healthy lifestyle, because that's what he said is preventive. But please understand, we're discussing this medicine here for people who don't understand that they're going through this problem, who can't confess, who can't exercise, who can't be in a position to have a good diet.
Or
So
things have just gone, they're at the end of the tunnel. They've tried
Yes,
everything.
yes.
It's like a medical condition.
Yes, so that's where we are here to help you, because you're not realizing, you're not, being able to be helped, and we're here to help you.
As a woman, should I fear if I hear my man is taking flow boosts to enhance? Because now he's going to take longer. Is it something I should be fearing? Because women have men who have such problems. And we hear that, hey, last longer, and you're thinking, this is going to be a whole job, a workout. So should women fear when you hear your man taking something to enhance his performance?
Well, unless you're not interested, because as I mentioned, typically sexual intercourse should last 25 minutes to 45 minutes. You don't get tired, so it's not going to be a workout. But there can be a lot of conditions. You're not interested, you're also really tired, and then you're like, okay, it's going to take too long now. But I would be the happiest if my man is taking it.
But then please discuss.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like the man has taken the medicine and the woman is not ready.
That's where I was getting
Or
to.
it will bring a problem now.
Yes.
If you have taken the medicine, right, and if there is no performance, if there is no intercourse, then the person is going to have issues.
Okay, when we get back, I want to hear more about that. 0719012600 is the number to call. Jimmy, I see you. Raymond, I see you. Allow me to pick your calls when we come back. For those who have questions, they can throw them into our social. SpiceFM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Mr. Kumar and Dr. Arshni are here for you.
Spice.
Tell you, just as we continue, who and how you can get that. Flow Boost is a brown pill that is used, or men can use, to enhance their performance, more so men who have problems in premature ejaculations or erectile dysfunction. 0719012600 is the number to call. We are talking to these two experts. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
How are you, sir? What are your thoughts about the conversation? Or do you have a question?
Yes, maybe you just clarify. Is the blue pill the Viagra?
Yes, but today we're not talking about the blue pill. Today we are talking about the brown pill. We were just having examples about it. The brown pill is called the Flow Boost. That is manufactured by Dr. Arshni's team, and that is what today they are promoting. Now, the blue pill actually sorts out one, which is the
erectile
dysfunction. But the brown pill, which is the one Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar are here, it sorts out two problems: erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation.
No.
Are
Okay,
we,
yes. No, thank you.
we're on the same page? Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Barbara. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How have you been?
I've been good, and you?
Salama sana. What are your thoughts about the conversation, or do you have a question to Dr. and Mr. Kumar?
Barbara, I just differ with the conversation.
Yes.
On my point, I don't see the reason why someone can use such kind of drugs to boost. In which act,
Jimmy.
I doubt.
Jimmy,
Yeah?
are you aware that there are people who have pre-existing conditions that have hindered them to perform bedroom matters or bedroom affairs with their spouses? Are you aware of that?
No.
Are you aware?
I'm not aware.
I'm telling you. Yes. So, okay. So, yes. Jimmy? Hello? Hello, Spice? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hello?
Yes? Please reduce the
Hello?
volume of your radio or your gadget.
I have reduced that.
Yes?
I have a question.
Yes?
Okay. I do have problem
Mm-hmm.
when I keep sitting. I feel pain on my testes. So I was asking what might be the problem.
Please repeat that. Dr. Arshni did not get you.
When I get sitting,
Mm-hmm.
I do have pain on my testes or in a discomfort way.
Okay, fine. Thank you for that, sir. Can I add another question? Hello, Spice. Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget. Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar, we have two questions. We have the one that the gentleman says he has a discomfort, and then we had the previous caller who was saying he doesn't understand why we are going for an option of someone having to take medication to boost their performance.
Okay. A first question. I think he's just unaware that people face this problem. You're lucky you don't face these problems. So we are trying to raise awareness of the fact that you may be facing this problem and it's hindering your sexual life. It's hindering your relationship with your spouse or your counterpart.
Yes.
So this is why we're here. In case you're, in contradiction of our medication, we're really sorry, but our medication is backed up with a lot of research. And if you believe that, no, there's just no way out, you have to suffer from it, then, well, we have a way out.
Okay.
Second question, I think he was discussing chest pain while eating.
No, he's talking about he's having pains in his lower...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Again, you will have to visit a urologist.
Okay.
We're not in the position to guide you on that.
0719012600 is the number to call. Hello, Spice.
Maybe just clarify.
Yes.
I've seen several research. Maybe you are talking about different things that robot, but now about Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call
it a blue pill. Let's not call it by their name, because today I'm promoting Flu Boost.
Yeah, no, about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen research that if you get used to using it, maybe there are some times that you cannot rise to the occasion if you're not using it. Is that the case for the Flu Boost?
Okay. He says he's heard that people who use this particular medicine, they have side effects that if they don't use it, they cannot rise to occasion. In relation to the medicine that you have, the Flow Boost, do people get addicted to it, or when they do not use it, they might not rise to the occasion?
See, we already discussed this. You're only taking this tablet because you can't rise to the occasion. So you have to take it regardless. As in, I'm trying to explain that whether you take it or you don't take it, you still can't perform. So when you're taking it, doesn't mean you're getting used to it. It's just helping you at that period of time. And when you don't take it, obviously you can't perform, because even initially you couldn't perform. He said he's done research, and research says that the blue pill or this pill per se, gets you addicted. There's nothing like that. We're trying to discuss the same problem. You're Googling everything. Google has 60% of negative answers. If you're going to Google, I have a headache, the first thing it shows is that you have a brain tumor.
Or you're pregnant.
Yeah. So all I'm trying to say is that we're helping a problem, and doesn't mean we cause another problem. So you're already not performing, so we're helping you perform, so you can't get addicted to it. Yes, the addiction is that you're happy now that you can perform, so you want to take it more. Yeah, but there's no side effect to it that if you withdraw it, then you won't be able to perform, because anyway in the beginning you weren't able to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you already had a problem.
Yes.
Hello, Spice. (0719012600). Now, there's a question we did not answer, and we went on a break. We had spoken about, if I'm a woman and I realize that my man has been taking this, and then on that particular day I'm not able to participate, what are the effects on this man?
Okay, just before you answer that,
yes,
as he said, discuss.
Okay.
Yeah. If you've taken the pill, come and tell your wife or your spouse or whoever it is that you've taken the pill. So she knows, or even if you're planning to take it, even better, tell her that you're planning to take it, so she's ready for it.
Okay.
If she's not ready for it, she'll tell you, maybe not today, tomorrow, so you're
that
both
you can work
prepared for
together.
it. Yeah.
Let's take this question before we go on this break. Hello, Spice. Hello.
Hello, Spice.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Maybe you.
We are well. What is your question for the day?
Okay, my question is,
Mm-hmm.
when I have a lover or a girl,
Yes.
I experience ejaculation, and sometimes, like when I erect it, it's just a minimum erection. So I don't know the benefit.
Okay. He says when he has a lover or a partner, he experiences premature ejaculation and he can't really get where that is coming from.
Well, that's so brave of him. At least he has come up and really said that question so neat and clean. Okay. So again, let's understand this. If he's facing the issue, first, he needs to discuss with his partner. Second, there is absolutely no harm in visiting a doctor and understanding, his condition and what actually needs to be given to him. Okay. Even the previous caller was saying that even after taking the medicine, he has not raised to the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Has he taken the medicine and waited for 2 hours? Because these medicines take about 120 minutes to actually start affecting.
Or actually, as you're saying, has he taken the right medicine? Because some of us are just taking based on our friends.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So, when you actually visit a doctor, he will actually tell you what is the right time to take before food, after food, how much do you have to wait, what could be the simple side effects and all. But yes, if the person is actually understanding that he is going through a problem, please visit the doctor.
0719012600 is the number to call. Kamau, I see you and every other person who's on the timeline. Allow us to go on a short break. Then I'll be back to read some of your comments and also pick up your calls.
Spice.
The station, the show is The Adults in the Room, and we're having a conversation with Dr. Arshni and Mr. Kumar. 0719012600 is the number to call. Hello, Spice.
Hello, Spice.
How are you, sir? Would you like to share your name?
No.
What's your question?
Okay, so like it takes too long.
Please raise your voice.
I'm saying
Yes.
that it takes too long
Mhm.
to make the first round. Is that normal? Exactly. Is it normal?
Okay, fine. This particular gentleman feels that he takes too long to get to the destination, or maybe it could be feedback from the partner that this person takes too long. Allow me to take another question so that we can answer two of them. Hello, Spice.
Hello, Spice.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling from Elrede.
Yes, sir. What are your thoughts today? Or what's your question?
My question is this, about this.
Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget so that we can hear you better. Hello? You need to reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget. Hello? I can't hear you.
I'm saying.
Yes?
This of the radio.
You have this issue of?
My issue is this,
Yes?
That's about the ladies,
Mm-hmm.
When you say,
Please call me back. Please call me back.
Okay.
Your line is not clear. 0719012600 is the number to call. Would you like to answer that?
Maybe him, yes.
I need to get the question once again clear.
Why-
Not the last one, the previous one.
Why he's complaining that he takes too
long
long
to get
or
to
maybe
the
his
decision.
partner is saying that
Yes.
he takes too long, so he's concerned.
I mean, if he's taking too long, then he's good to go. He doesn't need these.
Maybe a lady is complaining.
But yes, that's what I'm saying. The second part is the lady is complaining that, right? So there are two things to it. First, they need to converse. Second is they both need to visit a doctor
Okay.
or somebody who can help them understand the situation, because the complaint is coming from the female side
And not the man.
not the men's side.
Okay. Hello, Spice. Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget. What is your question?
My question is,
Mm-hmm.
I do have the color, the yellowish sperm when I'm ejaculating. Can that be a problem?
Okay, fine. People talking about the male egg cells. We also have the same question that is similar. Vincent on this timeline is asking a question. Can there be a way of me increasing my male egg cells? And this one is asking about the color of his male egg cells.
So he's saying that the color of his egg cells is yellow. Is
Yes.
that a concern?
No, it should not be. Originally, it is supposed to be white, cream, or kind of yellow. It's fine.
And how about for Vincent?
How do you increase your egg cells?
Well, I would suggest that he needs to have some food which is aphrodisiac in nature. Grapes, gooseberries, something which is like slightly on a sour side. Even citrus food, they can help increase the egg cells.
Okay. Kamau,
Hello.
how are you,
Hello.
sir? Hi. What's your question?
I was asking.
Yes, reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget.
Okay. I was asking
Yes.
whether there is a medication for the size, whether it is small or large.
Okay. This gentleman is asking if there's a medication for the size, and that also reminds me, I know you do other things other than Flow Boost. Are you able to help him on that?
As we discussed last time, the stem cell therapy does help increase size, not tremendously. We're looking at something between 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Otherwise, unfortunately, the only option would be surgery to really increase the size if you want it so desperately. All those fads you see out there, take these tablets, apply this oil, none of that works.
Okay.
But yeah, getting back to what we do stem cell therapy. It will considerably increase the size slightly, but it'll just help performance as well.
Okay. I wanted to pick for your last question. 0719012600 is the number to call. Hello, Spice.
Hello, Spice.
Yes. Do you have a question for the Daktari and Mr. Kumar?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So my question is this. When I have a love or something, I normally don't erect. So I thought it's just a problem from one girl, and I've experienced this for quite a lot of girls. So I don't know where the problem is. And my question again is this. That gift of our doctor of the day that she's giving, how am I going to do so that I be one of the 100 men who are going to get it?
Okay, stay on the line. Allow me to switch you over to my producer. He'll take your details. And then I'll give also directions on that. Now, this gentleman feels that, hey, he doesn't rise to the occasion. What say you?
Flow Boost.
Flow Boost. How much is Flow Boost?
We're selling 4 tablets at 2,500.
And how are they administered?
1 tablet, maybe once every 3 days. Nothing before that.
1 tablet once every 3 days.
Yes.
And is someone supposed to take Flow Boost? How long? Maybe I'm meeting my spouse. I'm leaving SpiceFM and I'm assuming I'm a man. At 10, I'll get home at midnight. What time should I take it?
You take it when you leave work, so when you get home at midnight, it's the perfect time.
So that 2 hours gap is important.
Yes.
What else does Dr. Arshni or Tia Clinic do?
Okay, I'll just elaborate on the Flow Boost. As we were discussing, we're really trying to normalize things when it comes to authorities, chemists, people buying over the counter. You have to visit a urologist, urologist, get a prescription from them, and then our product is available in chemists all throughout the country.
Oh, it's already in the market?
It's already in the market. So it's available all throughout the country, but please visit a urologist before you pick it up. We may not be in a position to give it to you without prescription because Depoxitin requires prescription.
Okay.
Apart from that, as we were talking about male and female rejuvenation, we only don't do rejuvenation for the private parts. We do rejuvenation from head to toe.
Okay.
So we do hair transplants. We make you look 20 years younger.
Do you think I need that?
No, you're good.
You're good.
But a lot of females also suffer from balding,
Yes.
mainly traction alopecia because
Yeah.
of the braiding, the weaving, the chemicals.
Yes.
They also suffer from a lot of balding postnatal.
Mhm.
So you've given birth and you find your hair is just gone
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes.
So the ratio of men to women suffer from hair loss is 50-50, and we have a solution to that, and a permanent solution. We also do something called skin brightening. That is a concern for most men and women, because most men are concerned why they're so dark on their face these days, why their body tone is uneven. So that's a treatment we do.
Where is Tia Clinic located?
We're located in Parklands. You can find us on 0799 995716, or look us up on social media. That's Tia Clinics KE.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arshni, who made time to come, and Mr. Kumar for also the information you've passed across. I'm very sure you heard what they said. If you don't, just go to our stream. You might be able just to catch that. Dr. Arshni, their posters are on our socials and they have been tagged. If you have any more questions about this, please feel free to contact them. Remember, today they had a pill called the Flow Boost, which is actually solving the problem of premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction, meaning the pill is a 2-in-1. Thank you to everyone who called in. For those who are not able to call, on Monday is another day. Have a blessed weekend. We'll see you. Goodbye and God bless you.
Spice.